Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for watching me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it has been a weekend. It is Monday morning, and it has been an amazing weekend. A couple of you did catch that the last 2 days were kind of out of order on the videos. Let's see. So hubby and I could not wait. If you've been around for a little while, not even that long because I just announced it, we are moving. Oh my gosh. And it is extremely exciting. So movers have not packed us out yet. I have packed up a lot, and that is an understatement. So during the weekend, we decided we were going to take as many things as we possibly could to the new house, since we already signed the paperwork. It's our house. And the sooner we move our stuff, yes, we have movers, but they were busy, right? You know, you got to schedule. And as soon as we get everything moved into new house, we can do the floors here because, you know, the carpets here, 2013, they're original to the house. They needed to be done when we moved in. They really need to be done now. So, you know, we had to do all that stuff, and then we're going to put this house on the market. So that's exciting. At least it is in our world. That is extremely exciting. Down to one mortgage. Whew, that'd be great. But that's what we're working on. And we just, like two kids in at Christmas, we just couldn't handle it. We couldn't wait. We packed up what we could, packed up the 3 dogs. Yes, we have 3 dogs. Packed up the 3 dogs, went to the new house, and spent the entire weekend at the new house. We had one of our daughter and everything. She came to visit and everything. She had the grandkids and stuff. We had a blast. We spent the entire weekend in the new house, and it was amazing. Of course, the internet's not hooked up yet. We don't have any TVs over there yet, you know. So I was so happy that I had some videos I was able to put up because I did not pre-plan. Oh my gosh, how horrible. I did not pre-plan, and we just went. We absolutely had a blast. Did I unpack anything? No, not at all. we got a bunch of boxes over. Oh my gosh, we got so many boxes over. Let me put in a little clip here of, I know it wasn't dark, right? But because we got there and it was evening, whatever. But I'm going to put in a little clip of my boxes. Oh my gosh, all the boxes. And a little bit of my yarn room and the overflow, or maybe I've got the overflow. I don't remember. We're not there now. But some of that stuff so you can kind of get a picture of what we're talking about and how I've got to make that work. All right, do we see how many boxes there are here? There are 24 of those large boxes. Those are huge boxes. Now, red trim one at the back, there's 8 of those. This is all yarn room stuff. I have no idea how all of that stuff was in my yarn room and overflow before, but that's what I have to unload and stuff into our new yarn room. Would you like to see the new yarn room? I think you would. All right, so here we go. That's walking into the yarn room. Here we go, walking into the yarn room. This is a very long room. I think it's like 9 feet wide. All of these, I know it's late, it's dark, we've been moving, we're exhausted. All of these things right here are windows. Those are all windows right there. And there's a big old window in the back over here. And my goal is to, right here, all along this edge, is to put 3 Billy bookshelves. This is 19 feet long for this room, and we've got 3 of them will be the 18 feet, so that's cool. Lots of light in here, and then look at that. Told you it's dark. There's a skylight up there, which is pretty cool. You want to see some fun stuff? We're gonna have to cap this off. Oh yeah, that's a water faucet right there. This is inside the house. That's okay. We got some fun stuff going on. We'll cap that off. I already measured that will fit in the inside of one of the big cubes, but yeah, all the way here, we're gonna have 18 feet of yarn storage, and yeah, we'll see how that works. I don't know. I just saw that stuff that's out there in the, wow. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna fit, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see, and then right over here, got, you know, we gotta put the door back on. The floors were just put in, but that right here, I can put my bookshelves and maybe have those not in the closet. So here it is, staging. There we go. So there you go. Oh my gosh. I know it was just a small snippet, and I wanted to get so much more done over the weekend, but instead we did other stuff. I wanted so much more. And more boxes and more of the cubes, these cubes. I wanted to get more of these cubes built. And I think it's interesting how a few years ago we had, not in this house, but the big 5x5 cube that we had was a white one. And I had my corner cubes, the brown corner cubes, and I had the white cube because they didn't match, right? This IKEA shelving, they didn't have these cubes that matched my corners, right? Not the same color, but I had that. And then when we moved into this house, since they were going to be right next to each other, I went with the black. I mean, they don't match, but that's what I went with. And then the new house, we've got that natural wood, you know, natural-ish, the lighter color, and that's what we have. And really excited to be able to start unboxing some of that stuff. Holy cow, I did not realize I have that much. I did not realize. And then you also saw there's those 8 boxes that were gifted to me from a friend of mine who's doing the exact same thing. She is downsizing her stuff and doesn't use fingering weight yarn anymore. So I know that it's all small stuff in those boxes, but I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. So that's going to be a mystery for all of us when I get to it, right? When I start unboxing and putting things away. So that's going to be, for me anyway, it'll be extremely exciting. Oh my gosh. And opening everything up is amazing. So pretty sure there's going to be some more giveaways. Yeah, I'm pretty positive there will be more giveaways. Definitely more giveaways as I start to put things away and realize space is an issue. It is definitely an issue. And I'd love to, with the new space, I know this isn't talking about projects I worked on. Do we really think I worked on a lot of projects? Of course not. My project was pack my yarn. It was a massive project. But what I would really like is to have more of the cubes like what I have here. And I have my robot here that Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts made. I bought that on her Etsy shop. And I have Layla, the love bug. I know she's just ahead there. And I have all my little Grinch family here. And I've got some more stuffed animals. This was given to me in a swap years and years ago, way before channel and everything. And you know, I like having a little Totoro. I like having some of the other stuff here on display. And when your yarn stuff is so packed, jam-packed full, it makes it difficult to put things like this, right? Because you're using all the space. So I would like to have some cubes that are not jam-packed. I would like to. That's a goal. Okay, goals are good to have. It's a goal. So we'll see how that works out. We will see. I did get a chance. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I did get a chance to work on my white out shawl some. Michelle from Michelle Plays Hooky, she was commenting, said, look, you're packing. Yeah, in the comments, she's like, you are packing. Work on the shawl. Most of your other stuff is packed, which is true. A lot of it, you saw, a lot of it is packed, and a lot of the projects are packed. Not everything, but because I got more in this room, okay? Beyond what you're seeing here, I've got chaos behind the camera, and we'll, you know, I'm working on it. I got chaos. And she was commenting, just work on the whiteout shawl. You have that out. It's garter stitch. It's a little bit easier, except I had to pull out like 8 rows or 8 ridges, which is 16 rows because, yeah, I made a mistake. That's why. And here's, oh, look, I am not in the middle of the row. What I did on this, oh, I love this. This is, and I did get it bigger. I really did. That's really fantastic. I was doing 1 row for that black instead of 2. You know how the black's a little bit thicker in the row than what the white is? Yeah, I did like 3 rows of black that were just 1 row. It's noticeable. It is noticeable. And I was looking at it going, can I live with it? No, I can't. And I'm really happy that I pulled that out. And you're like, why? I know. Because I had dropped a stitch at where I had to pull it back to. There was 1 stitch, because at the beginning of the row, you do a knit front, back, front. And on my return, I had only knit 2 of those. So I left 1 that was a drop stitch that could ravel down, that could cause issues. And I caught it because I had to pull back that far. So, you know, happy little accident, right? It was a mistake, but it was a good mistake. It was wonderful because I hadn't noticed it. And I don't think I would have noticed it until it developed a hole. Right? It would have developed a hole sooner or later through wear and use. It would have developed a hole. So I'm not upset that I had to pull that back at all. It was a little discouraging at first, but when I saw that mistake, it made sense. And, you know, I look at it as a blessing. It was a blessing because I wouldn't have known and I would have had a big hole in my beautiful shawl. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So we are here and oh my goodness, this is just getting so much bigger. I don't know how many stitches I have. I don't, but it is getting a lot larger. My whole wingspan, tip to tip, fully stretched. Yes. Ooh, I have a tape measure and I can see it. I have a lot of tape measures. Now finding them is another story. I have a ton of them, but yeah, they're not always. Oh, this is a short one. This one doesn't. This one only goes to 40 inches. That's lame. But let me see. All right, I can do it twice. Yeah. So how big do we have this thing? Kind of a rough estimate because I'm curious because I know the shawl is going to be like 90 inches, something chaotically big. I do remember that. All right, so here we've got 40 right here. Now let's move that tape measure again and let's see. That is huge. Okay, 62 inches currently. 62 inches currently along the top edge of that shawl. So it is definitely getting there. I'm getting a lot closer to where I get to add in that white lace, which I didn't have the white yarn. I do have it right here. I didn't have it with me. It's not wound. This is my white one. It's not wound yet. And truthfully, this weekend, had I gotten to that point, I wouldn't have touched the lace anyway. Like I said, we didn't have the internet, couldn't look up the pattern. Oh, not only do we not have internet, which is fine. We were unplugged for the weekend. We were unplugged. No TV, no internet. Yes, you're like, but you have your phones. I know, but we went over our data. Because, yeah, we went over the data. Both of us did. Because he ended up hot-spotting his phone to his iPad. Because he normally watches like a TV show at night. And he did that. And I said, don't do that. You're going to kill your data. And he did it. And he fell asleep with it running. Oh my gosh. So killed his data. I killed my data. So we were there, you know, it says you have unlimited data, but then they throttle you down to where you can pretty much make an SOS call, right? It's that type of thing. So we had nothing as far as that. So looking things up on Ravelry and doing the other stuff, not really conducive to that. So we had fun doing other stuff. We had fun exploring the town and looking around, and oh my gosh, we walked the dogs so much. We have a backyard in our new place, but with the fencing, we do have the 3 Shibas, and one of them is a little bit of an escape artist, and we're a little concerned. And we went and we looked at the perimeter of the fence all the way around, and on one side it looks good, and on the back of the fence, hubby and his friend, because some friends came up with us too, they did a little repair work, and it's like, okay, that looks like we've got it to where the dogs would not be able to get out. But on the other side, we weren't sure. It looked like it might have been okay. There's some weak spots, and the neighbors weren't home. We have met them. They're nice people, and they weren't home, so we weren't going to go traipsing around. Oh my gosh, don't go in the neighbors' yards. We did see them and everything. Like, oh, you could have come in the yard. The dogs would have gotten out and into our yard, just coming around the fence, and it's good. But you know, you have to make sure before you do things like that. And so we talked with them. They said, yeah, there's a couple weak spots. I'm going to go ahead and fix those. And my husband also offered to say, I can help. Right? I can definitely help because we don't want any issues with losing the dog. I mean, oh my gosh, new neighborhood and then have the dog get out. Oh, that would be horrible. Such a sweetheart. So we were walking a lot. And if you've heard me talk about the puppy, he's like 4 years old now. He's still a puppy. He's the youngest. He's the one that is very much on his time schedule. And he's like, I need to go out. I want to go someplace. So we were getting up at 4 in the morning. So getting up at 4 in the morning and taking all 3, putting the harnesses on the dogs and taking them for a walk. The other 2 were like, yeah, okay, I'll come along. But he was like, haha, he was so happy. He's like this. I'm like, I'm ready. He was smiling. I swear dogs can smile. He was such a happy puppy in this new house. He was smiling. He was jumping up and sitting on the couch next to me, which is crazy because he doesn't normally do that. And just, you know, it's like, yeah, you can love on me. That's cool. I like that, which is not normally his character. It was absolutely amazing. I went from sedentary desk job life. If you have a desk job, you know what I'm talking about. I get up in the morning and, you know, do whatever morning stuff and everything and head off to work, desk job, right? I get paid to sit on my backside at my desk and do computer work, right? The desk job. And then come home and mentally exhausted and wanting to rest or what have you, which is crazy. It's like, how is that you didn't move? You did not move, right? So going from complete desk job life for 0 to 60, 0 to 60, we were walking all over the place. It was absolutely crazy. I mean, I look at my my phone because, you know, they track you. You don't have to need a Fitbit. The phone will tell you how many steps you've done. I look at that and I was getting what I normally get in my entire day by 8 a.m. as far as steps are concerned. It's like, okay, well, we're moving. We are moving. So it was a good thing. It was a good thing. Talk about a wonderful, joyous, exhausting weekend. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So we're in that process. We're very, very close. Obviously haven't moved yet, but we're very, very close and just excited. So drove back home, put the dogs here, right? So at least here it's a little easier. They can go outside, not an issue. The fence is good. They've got plenty of place to run, play, and everything. But it's one of those days. It was such a joy. And you know, for us, all this stuff has gone pretty quick from looking at the house and deciding that, yep, this is the house. This is it. It was just under 30 days. Okay, so you want to put it in perspective. Like I said, when there's a decision, when we got into this house, the day we saw it and the day we signed for it was 30 days. That was it. It was just, we looked at it and 30 days later, we were signing for it. It was our house. And this new place, we decided we were going to move. Decided, hadn't looked at it yet. And then 30 days later, we were already signed. So the closing was under 30 days. It was crazy. So with the chaos that's going on, it's really not extended. It's just not. I have to keep reminding myself, this is fast. This is extremely fast. Even with the chaos, all the packing, everything else, all of this has been done in just over 30 days. From deciding to packing to, we moved a whole bunch of stuff up because we're like 2 kids waiting for Christmas. And, you know, the movers will be here later. Not soon enough, right? They'll be here late. All of that stuff. It's crazy. So I know it's not completely yarn related, but it is. Oh my gosh. It is. Can't wait to set up my yarn room. Can't wait to do all that other stuff and unpack all of my stuff and figuring out where it is. And then I've got those 8 boxes, 8 huge boxes of mystery yarn. Oh my gosh, if that's not amazing. I think I'm going to have to, you know, to control myself, I'm going to have to like open it and take out some layers and just quickly close it back up. Right? You know what I'm getting at? It's like, oh, that's so cool. So we're going to play with that. We will definitely play with that. And I would like to get back into some of my knitting and crocheting, but I've been touching yarn. I haven't been working with it much, but I've been touching it because we've been packing it and that counts. Oh my gosh, does that count? Boy, does it ever. And I'm looking around this room and I think the last time we talked is just get a box and start dumping it in. So I'm ready. I haven't done it yet, but I'm ready because I've done neatly put in, you know, how I packed my boxes with all the yarn. I neatly put it in. I didn't look like I was a Joann employee. Hey, no shame on that. You know, when they're packing your order and they're just like throwing your balls in and everything. And it's like, oh no, everything was neat and it was dress right dress and it was put in, it was taped up and everything. It wasn't going to move. Oh no. You know, right now I'm ready to just take the stuff off the shelves and just go whoosh and throw it in a box. I'm close. Because you know, if I don't get to it before the movers get here, that's what they're going to do. And I don't blame them. And then we're going to pay them money to do it. Yes, please take my money. Please take this from point A to point B. There you go. I will take it from there. That'll be great. So that's where we're at. That's what I've been doing all weekend long. And kind of camping, glamping, you know, because we didn't have, typically when you go camping is when you don't have all the technology, when you don't have all the other stuff. So we kind of did, you know, we kind of did, got to work with the new stove, the new refrigerator, the new stuff, new to me. They're not new, they're whatever, but you know, new to me, things like that. We did have furniture delivered, so that was nice. We did have a couch and a chair because we bought furniture because our house is an older house and it's smaller rooms than what we currently have here. So we sold and gave away. Okay, we didn't sell it, we gave it away. We gave away our furniture that was in this house and went, okay, I think on some of it, because it's bigger furniture and it was a timeline, we're like, I'll pay you $50. You can come and get it. Like we had a king size bed set and we're like, I'll pay you $50. Come get it. And you'd be surprised how many people will answer those Facebook ads when you say, not only is it free, I will pay you to come get it. And they're like, what's wrong with it? Nothing. We just want it out. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. We don't want to hold on to it past when the movers get here. We want it cleared. So please come get it. I'm telling you, 12 hours later, everything I had listed was gone. All right, so that's kind of a pro tip, and it costs a lot less than the 1-800-GOT-JUNK or whatever, or we'll haul your stuff away or any of that other stuff, and it helped other people because they were looking for something, and there you go, and we paid money towards their U-Haul because you had to get a U-Haul because there was so much stuff, right? And so that was pretty wonderful. So we were pretty pleased with that, and like, hey, I like that idea. That's pretty cool, and we didn't have to, you know, toss it because it was good stuff. There was nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't fit, right? It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. That's all there is to it. By the way, I can babble on all day long about this, but we're going to get back to yarn content. So come back and everything. We're going to talk about more stuff. All right, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.